Have you ever finished retouching a portrait only to realize the skin looks plastic, or worse, the person no longer looks like themselves? If so, chances are you are using frequency separation the wrong way. In this tutorial, I will show you exactly how professionals retouch skin while preserving every pore and every natural detail. Let's get started. Welcome to Brand and Graphics channel. My name is Vincent Annie. If you are passionate about Photoshop, Illustrator, branding, video editing, and professional graphic design, consider subscribing to my channel because every week I publish tutorials that help you design like a professional. Before we start clicking buttons, let's understand what frequency separation actually means. Most beginners think it's a filter. It isn't. This picture on the screen contains two layers of information. One layer contains only color and tones. The other layer contains only texture and fine details. These two layers combine to recreate the original image. The only difference is that Photoshop now lets us edit each one independently. The process of separating the two layers of information is called the frequency separation. Once they are separated, you can edit each independently. And why do we need to edit each independently? To help you understand this clearly, let's duplicate this photo twice. We will rename layer 1 low and the upper layer high. The first layer, that's layer low, will contain color information. This includes skin pores, shadows, highlights, and color transitions. The second layer will contain the texture. This includes pores, fine wrinkles, hair, tiny skin details, and fabric texture. When we separate these into different layers, we can edit one without affecting the other. That's the entire idea behind frequency separation. That means you can smooth skin tones without damaging pores, or remove skin imperfections while keeping the natural texture intact. That's exactly why professionals use it in beauty retouching. You may ask, why not just use blur? Many beginners simply blur the skin. The problem is, blur destroys texture. And once texture disappears, the skin starts looking fake. Professional retouching should never look retouched. People should simply think the subject has beautiful skin. Frequency separation gives us that level of control to achieve that. Let's group the layers and name it frequency separation. Keeping your layers properly organized makes professional editing much easier. Creating the low frequency layer. Let's select the low frequency layer, go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. We will continue to increase the radius just enough so the skin texture disappears, while facial features remain recognizable. The exact radius depends on your image resolution. Don't worry about finding a magic number. There is no magic number. Instead, learn what you are looking for. While we are increasing the radius, we are looking out for that point, that exact point when the skin texture begins to disappear. That is the radius we are looking for. In this case, 17. Remember, we want to remove texture and not facial structure. When you get to that point and you're happy with the result, click OK. Creating the high frequency layer. First, let's hide the high frequency layer temporarily to reveal the lower layer that contains color. Then let's select it again and go to Image, Apply Image. Here, Photoshop subtracts the blurred information from the original image. What will be left will be the texture. The source is the image file that we are using. Of course, the low frequency layer that we want to subtract from the high frequency layer. It definitely subtracts. Slide this up to 2, and then this will be 128. Depending on whether you are working in 8-bit or 16-bit mode, your settings will be slightly different. But not to worry, I will show both settings on screen. To know which mode you are working in, look at the document tab above. You will see RGB/your mode. In my case, RGB/8 bits. Once you are done with the settings, click OK. While the high frequency layer is selected, change the blending mode to linear light to remove the gray. Your image should now look exactly like the original. Nothing appears to have changed, but the image is now separated into texture and color. Cleaning skin tones. Let's begin with color correction. Select the low frequency layer where color lives. Then use either the lasso tool with feather or the mixer brush. Depending on your preferred workflow, I will be using the mixer brush with the above settings. I will ensure to select clean brush, then select clean the brush after each stroke and the rest of the settings. Not to worry, I will show what each feature does on screen. Now that our mixer brush is selected and configured, we'll begin to blend uneven skin tones carefully. Avoid large areas. Work gradually. The goal is smooth color transitions, not blurry skin. Work on a small area with same skin tone. You have to avoid spilling over one skin tone over another. And to achieve that, when you are done with a particular area, stop, lift your brush, and land it in the next area you want to start work on. For example, to smooth this highlight area, I will start from the middle and work towards the edges gradually. Then carefully smooth where the highlight transition to midtones. You continue doing that from the middle of any tone. You work towards the edges, then smoothen the border line. Lift your brush and land it to the next place. Little by little. You don't need to rush at this stage. Watch as I gradually and patiently complete this task. Cleaning texture. Now select the high frequency layer, that's where the texture lives. This layer contains all the pores and fine details. Use the hidden brush tool or clone stamp tool. If you are using clone stamp tool, you sample clean nearby texture and then paint over blemishes, such as acne, small wrinkles, or unwanted spots. In my case, I'm using the healing brush tool, so I will simply paint over blemishes. Notice that we are removing imperfections without changing the skin color. That's the power of frequency separation. Before we finish, let me show you one extra trick professionals often use on beauty retouching projects. This step is completely optional, but it can produce even smoother transitions when used carefully. We are going to select the low frequency layer, then use the lasso tool to trace out a small area and then add more blur. This time around, triple the radius you applied before. We applied 17 before, so let's use around 47. When you're done with the new selection, you don't need to go back to the menu to Gaussian blur. Right-click the new selection and click Gaussian blur to apply the last value. That's our 47. We continue doing that, selecting small areas and adding more blur. Here are a few mistakes beginners make. First, using too much blur. Second, over-smoothing skin. And third, removing every wrinkle. Remember, real skin has texture. Your job isn't to create perfect plastic skin. Your job is to make skin look naturally beautiful. Less is almost always better. I think we are done. I think I like this. So let's compare the result. Here is the original image, and here is the finished retouch. Here is the before again, and here is the after. Notice how the skin looks smoother while the pores remain visible. That's what professional retouching should look like: clean, natural, and realistic. Congratulations, you now understand not only how to use frequency separation, but also why it works. Once you master this technique, your portraits will instantly look professional. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Brand and Graphics for more professional tutorials like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.